Let's go to the Elvis exhibit at the Westgate Hotel, formerly known as the International and the Las Vegas Hilton. I did a short video on this last year from the photos my husband had taken when he was in town for work. Turns out there was much more than what he saw, so I'm going to show you everything I found while I was there. The Westgate isn't too far from the Strip, and the really neat thing is it's located on Elvis Presley Boulevard. There was no place to park without paying, so my husband ended up dropping me off. I thought I got a point of view video of me walking in so you can see what the lobby looks like, but it turns out I didn't hit record. Oops. When you walk in, this Elvis sign is to your left and the main exhibit is to your right. It's pretty small, but at least you get to see some of Elvis's belongings. This is a poster for Spinout. These are clippings of Elvis's hair from his last haircut with Larry Geller. Okay, so this is odd to me because did Larry save some clippings from every haircut? Because how would he have known that this cut would have been Elvis's last haircut? Anyway, this is Elvis's TCB ring in gold and diamonds that he would wear during his Vegas residency. According to what this sign says, the belt buckle at the bottom with the RCA Victor dog and phonograph was gifted to Elvis by Marty Lacker. The two buckles on top are some that Elvis would wear when he performed. These are cufflinks and a pin. The sign says, Elvis's humor is depicted here. If you look closely, you will notice that they are fashioned to look like women's breasts. These were a part of Elvis's personal wardrobe. Here's a Viva Las Vegas movie poster. I have no idea what these are. There were no signs indicating what they were or their significance to Elvis. I think they're shoe bags because it does say Florsheim shoes on them. If you know, please let me know. These are the shoes Elvis wore at his last show at the International in December of 1976. At the end of his residency, Elvis had sold out 636 performances. This is a briefcase with the TCB logo on it. The briefcase is backwards, so the logo is facing the other way. This holster was given to Elvis along with his gun when he was deputized in 1964. It's hard to see through the reflection, but here are some spent shell casings. Here are some framed photos of Elvis that I'm assuming were taken at the hotel. This is Elvis's Shelby County badge and gun. Another Viva Las Vegas poster. This is a vinyl of Elvis's debut single, That's All Right, with Blue Moon, Kentucky on the B-side. It was released in July of 1954. Look at the size of this thing. Elvis's .357 caliber Colt Python 66, which he carried on and off stage. I've shot a .357 before, and the recoil is insane. I forget how large these pistols are. This is Elvis's wristwatch when he was in the Army. Look at the details on the band. Time to go see the Elvis statue, which is past the registration desk and on your right. This sign says, Elvis, the King of Las Vegas, an 8-year exclusive run in the Las Vegas Hilton showroom. 837 consecutive sold-out performances. Entertained some 2.5 million people, enough to fill the Rose Bowl 25 times over. Las Vegas's all-time favorite and successful performer. Look at the details on this statue. The microphone, his fingers, even his clothes. Do you think the face looks like him? So I was trying to get a 360 shot of the statue, but when I was behind him recording, one of the staff joked with me that the butt is a very important angle to capture. She told me that there were a couple of his jumpsuits on display in the hotel, so I headed towards the direction she gave me. Look at this. This gift shop has Elvis liquor, which is funny because he didn't drink all that much. How cute is this miniature model of the International? I think this was part of the original stage set. There weren't any signs on why this was displayed here, but I do remember the gold curtains from the movie Epic. These are some of his movie posters in different languages. Do you recognize any of them? I went all the way down the hallway the employee told me to go to, and I didn't see any jumpsuits, but there was this cute little record shop that had Elvis stuff, some magazines, and original records from the 70s. I went down another hallway. This hotel is massive, and I found some more memorabilia. This sign gives you some background on Elvis's friendship with Joe Esposito, who he met while in the Army and became lifelong friends. Here's an Elvis in concert jacket with the TCB logo on the arm. This is a cost analysis for Elvis, Jackie Kehaney, and the Sweet Inspirations for August 18th through September 1st of 1975. Okay, it reads, first week's cost. Elvis Presley, $150,000. Jackie Kehaney, $3,500. Sweet Inspirations, $1,200. Wow, that seems kind of small considering there were 4 of them. Joe Guercio, $1,001. House orchestra budget, 29 men, 15 hours rehearsal, $18,951.55. Seventh night performance, 6 men, 4 hours rehearsal, $1,463.87. Relief orchestra budget, 30 men, $3,256.17. Stage department takeout, Charlie Rich, $500. Stage department set-in, Elvis Presley, $1,000. Stage department rehearsal, 15 hours, $2,030.55. Stage department weekly operating cost, 11 men, $3,610.46. Rental of equipment, electric piano, light booms, $150. So the last 2 line items have an asterisk next to them. Material budget, $883.02 for a total of $187,546.62. Second week's cost. Elvis Presley, $150,000. Jackie Kehaney, $3,500. Sweet Inspirations, $1,200. Joe Guercio, $1,001. House orchestra budget, 29 men, $13,337.01. Seventh night performance, 6 men, 4 hours rehearsal, $1,463.87. Relief orchestra budget, 30 men, $3,256.17. Stage department weekly operating cost, 11 men, $3,610.46, for a total of $177,368.51. 1 day's cost. Elvis Presley, $0. Jackie Kehaney, $500. Sweet Inspirations, $171.43. Joe Guercio, $143. House Orchestra, 29 men, $2,250. Stage Department, 1 day's cost, 11 men, $515.78, for a total of $3,580.21. Grand total, $368,495.34. Please note that rooms and promotional items are calculated by the executive office. Then it says prepared by and then a signature, approved by a signature. Now there's the asterisk. We used to use 10 men for the Elvis show. However, Tom Diskin requested 1 more man, a department head, to work as lighting director and cue caller. Second asterisk. In addition to the electric piano and the light booms, we also rented 2 flame projectors and 4 colored wheels at an additional cost of $340. This letter says, news from the Las Vegas Hilton for immediate release. Elvis will return to the Las Vegas Hilton in early December. It was announced today by Baron Hilton, President, Hilton Hotels Corporation. Arrangements have been made for Elvis to appear in the Hilton's main showroom from December 2nd through December 12th in his 2nd annual pre-holiday jubilee. The famed entertainer will appear in concert with 1 performance every night at 9 p.m. and a 2nd show on Friday and Saturday nights at 1 a.m. All shows will feature cocktail service only. Admission to the Presley concerts will be by ticket. Tickets to all performances will go on sale by mail order and at the Las Vegas Hilton ticket booth on September 6th, according to hotel officials. No mail order ticket requests postmarked prior to September 6th will be accepted. Presley, currently completing another successful personal appearance tour in the Midwest, last appeared in Las Vegas December 1975. He has reigned as Las Vegas's #1 entertainment attraction since making his initial appearance at the Hilton in 1969. This letter is to John Fitzgerald and is from Bruce Banky with the subject line, food order for Colonel Parker. It reads, Colonel Parker has requested the following food order to be ready Friday morning prior to his departure. Attention, purchasing. All meat is to be packaged in small boxes weighing no more than 20 pounds each. All meat items are to be frozen thoroughly. Each individual package should be marked as to content, and then it lists the food. 1 stick all beef bologna, 1 Farmer John country ham, 2 10-pound bags fillet of sole, 1 10-pound bag Dover sole, 5 1-pound packages thick sliced country bacon, 5 1-pound bags wafer thin country bacon, 1 leg of lamb bone in, he wants whatever else is usually taken out. 2 4 to 5 pound lean pot roasts, 4 2-pound packages lean stew meat, 3 boiled tongues not smoked, 12 T-bone steaks, 12 New York steaks, 24 fillets, 2 5-pound packages lean spare ribs, 2 5-pound packages lean short ribs, 1 10-pound box veal chops thin sliced bone in, 1 small lean rib roast, 2 small 10 to 12-pound butterball turkeys, 1 box of 2 heads lettuce, 3 stalks celery, 1 dozen carrots, half dozen tomatoes, 1 rolled beef roast, 1 small canned ham, 6 chickens cut up and individually wrapped. The following items are to be ready to load aboard the Colonel's car at 9 a.m. Friday morning. Then it lists the food. 1 case of 1/2 apples, 1/2 pears, 2 cases Kitty Queen chopped kidney, 2 cases cranberry juice, 1 case Mucha Java coffee, 1 case fresh grapefruit, 1 case fresh oranges, 12 bottles Mazola cooking oil, 1 round Longhorn cheese, 3 pound cakes. And then there's a second page. Food order part 2. 2 loaves egg bread, 2 dozen hard rolls without sesame seeds, 1 fresh apple pie, not to be frozen, 1 fresh peach pie, not to be frozen, 1 case 16-ounce 7-Up, not diet, 1 case 16-ounce Coca-Cola, not diet, 12 bananas, not too ripe, 1 box papayas, 1 ripe Crenshaw melon, 1 ripe cantaloupe, 1 box cornmeal, needs for lunch today, 1 bottle cooking oil, needs for lunch today. Wow, that's a lot of food. I think that this was all just for Parker. I remember reading, I think it was in Alana Nash's book, that he would help himself to the International's pantry or food roll to take home with him. This is a fun picture of Elvis and Joe. The set is about Elvis's opening night. It says, Elvis Presley's opening night at the International Hotel, 1969. On August 31st, 1969, the energy at the newly built International Hotel in Las Vegas was electric, thick with anticipation, nostalgia, and the thrill of rebirth. It had been nearly a decade since Elvis last performed a full live concert, and his return to the stage marked not just a comeback, but a cultural milestone. As the 2,000-seat International Theater filled with fans, celebrities, and media, the atmosphere was near reverent. The room buzzed with chatter about the King, who had spent most of the 60s in Hollywood making movies. But this wasn't the screen idol in Technicolor anymore. This was the raw, revitalized Elvis, ready to reclaim his place in American music from the heart of Las Vegas. When the curtain lifted and Elvis appeared in a form-fitting black karate-inspired suit, the crowd erupted. From the opening chords of Blue Suede Shoes, the energy was explosive. He was magnetic, physically powerful, vocally commanding, and visibly thrilled to be back. His set list moved like a freight train, classic hits, new material, and covers, all delivered with precision, soul, and swagger. His band, including guitarist James Burton and backing vocals from the Sweet Inspirations and the Imperials, matched his intensity beat for beat. This wasn't just a concert, it was a resurrection. The show marked the birth of modern Las Vegas entertainment. Big names, world-class production, and long-running residencies. Elvis's 1969 run at the International broke attendance records, drew international press, and proved that rock and roll could thrive in Vegas, not just lounge acts or crooners, but the full throttle power of pop culture at its peak. Lasting impact. Las Vegas iconography. Elvis didn't just perform in Vegas, he became part of it. His engagement kicked off a 7-year residency that helped redefine the Strip's entertainment identity. Blueprint for modern residencies. Elvis pioneered the blueprint that artists from Liberace to Barry Manilow would later follow, residencies as prestige, not past prime. Musical reinvigoration. The 1969 shows launched a new phase of Elvis's career, proving his enduring relevance and earning critical praise for his vocal power and stage presence. Cultural symbol. That opening night solidified Elvis not just as a musician or performer, but as a symbol of American resilience and reinvention. In that one performance, Elvis bridged the gap between his rebellious 1950s youth and a new era of sophisticated showmanship. His hayride to Hollywood, now complete with Las Vegas as the crown jewel in his storied career. This plaque says, The International Hotel in Las Vegas, which opened on July 2nd, 1969, was a groundbreaking development that forever changed the landscape of Las Vegas and redefined global luxury and entertainment standards. Its construction and opening marked a bold new chapter for the city, ushering in the era of the mega resort. Construction, building a giant. Developer Kurt Kerkorian, a visionary businessman, financed the project at a cost of over $60 million, an unprecedented figure at the time. Architect Martin Stern Jr., a pioneer in the design of large-scale resorts, led the architectural design. Scale. Upon completion, it was the largest hotel in the world, boasting 1,519 rooms, a sprawling 30-story tower, multiple restaurants, swimming pools, a convention center, and a massive showroom. Location. It was built just off the Las Vegas Strip, now the site of the current Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino, in what was then considered a slightly peripheral area, helping to expand the Strip's footprint. The construction used cutting-edge modular design and was completed in record time, a feat of efficiency and scale that set new standards in resort construction. Opening, a new era begins. The hotel opened with grand fanfare on July 2nd, 1969. Barbra Streisand headlined the opening night in the showroom, setting a tone of star power and glamour. But it was Elvis Presley's debut on July 31st, 1969, that cemented the hotel's legend. His engagement broke box office records and resurrected his career, leading to 636 sold-out shows over 7 years. Impact on Las Vegas. The birth of the mega resort. The International redefined what a Las Vegas hotel could be. It was no longer just about gambling. It was about entertainment, luxury, and scale. It set the model for all future Strip resorts, including Caesar's Palace, the Mirage, and later the Bellagio and Venetian. Entertainment as a core draw. By building a 2,000-seat showroom and making headliner acts central to its appeal, the International shifted Las Vegas toward an entertainment-first economy, ultimately helping the city evolve beyond its mob-driven gambling roots. Global prestige. Its world-class amenities, architecture, and showbiz appeal elevated Las Vegas into a globally competitive destination, not just for gambling, but for conventions, fine dining, and entertainment. It became a cultural export, helping position Vegas as an internationally recognized brand. Celebrity residency culture. Elvis's residency at the International Hotel created the modern template for the Las Vegas residencies. It proved that Vegas could be a stage for the world's biggest stars, influencing generations of performers from Celine Dion to Adele. Legacy. Though it changed names over the years, Las Vegas Hilton, LVH, now Westgate Las Vegas, the International Hotel remains one of the most important landmarks in Las Vegas history. It was the first true resort as we know it today, integrating lodging, entertainment, dining, and spectacle at a previously unimaginable scale. It didn't just open its doors to guests, it opened a new vision of Las Vegas for the world. This plaque says, Elvis Presley's global impact through his movies was profound, serving as a cultural export that expanded the reach of American music, fashion, and identity worldwide. His film career, spanning from the mid-1950s to the late 1960s, mirrored his evolution from a Southern phenomenon to a Hollywood icon, a journey often described as from hayrides to Hollywood. From hayrides to Hollywood, a cinematic journey. The hayride years. Elvis got his start on the Louisiana Hayride, a live country music show that introduced his raw Southern charisma to American audiences. This stage of his career reflected authenticity, youth rebellion, and a fusion of gospel, blues, and rockabilly. These qualities carried into his early films, particularly Love Me Tender, 1956, where his hillbilly cat image was still intact. International audiences were drawn to this magnetic fusion of Southern charm and rebellious swagger. Hollywood and the Image Machine. As Elvis transitioned to Hollywood, his films began to serve more as star vehicles than serious cinema. However, they were immensely popular worldwide. Movies like Jailhouse Rock, 1957, GI Blues, 1960, and Blue Hawaii, 1961, helped package and export a uniquely American blend of music, optimism, and leisure culture during a post-war global boom. These films weren't just entertainment, they were soft power. They introduced international audiences to American youth culture, cars, beaches, and consumer lifestyles. Elvis's journey from hayrides to Hollywood wasn't just a personal transformation, it was a cultural revolution with global resonance. Through his movies, he became more than a singer. He became an international symbol of youth, freedom, and American pop power. The king of rock and roll didn't just sing for the South, he played for the world. That's cute. So I never saw the jumpsuits, but I did go back to the little record shop. This is a copy of Elvis's marriage certificate to Priscilla Beaulieu. The shop employee told me that Tom Parker had a limited amount of copies made after Elvis passed away and sold them as collector's items. This is one of them, and I think he said it cost $500. Here's some old matchbooks and a room key. I forgot hotels used to use traditional metal keys for their rooms. There's also a 1972 complete catalog for Elvis's records and tapes. This is a Christmas card to Miss Mae West, and it reads, "A Christmas rich in blessings and a new year of peace, Elvis and the Colonel." It's postmarked December 5th, 1963. I thought this was pretty neat. They sell postcards, and I think these are exact replicas of Elvis and Priscilla's wedding thank you cards. It says, "Thanks for everything from both of us, Elvis and Priscilla." And on the back it says, "Please accept our sincere thanks for the lovely gift." There were different postcards. One had a picture of Elvis's Palm Springs home, and I was going to buy some, but they were $2 each, so I passed. But I couldn't walk out without buying the soundtrack from Epic. When I got back home from our vacation, I put it on the record player, and it sounded great, although there were a couple of times it skipped during some songs. Boo! Thanks for watching!